Right now, a manhunt is going on in Paris for the thieves who stole priceless jewels from the Louvre in a brazen 7-minute raid in broad daylight yesterday after the museum opened. After entering a window from a basket lift, smashing the glass cases, and then escaping on motorbikes.
So the thieves disguised as construction workers got away with at least 9 pieces of jewelry once belonging to the Napoleon and his nephew and their wives, including a crown found damaged nearby.
Our next guest spent decades in jail after stealing millions worth of jewelry in the 80s and 90s, and now works with the police to stop these crimes from happening. Larry Lawton joins us now. Larry. The Louvre's been hit before.
How you guys doing? Good morning.
Good morning to you. The Louvre's been hit before. What's different about this, and what stands out about this operation?
Well, the only time the Louvre was hit was in 1911, but they took the Mona Lisa. But this was the Napoleon room, and here's what the difference on this was. It had to be an inside job or inside information. How do they know how thick the glass was? Whether there's an alarm on there. There could have been, they have shock glass things now. There's a bunch of ways this is either semi-amateur because they dropped jewelry. They already got the motorcycles caught. So it's really giving a lot of mixed vibes right now.
What do you mean motorcycles caught?
The getaway vehicle, they found the motorcycle. They did that already. And that was last night. Now they're going to take fingerprints, figure that out. There's a couple of ways they're going to do this. They got a lot of money in this stuff. And they see a lot of people aren't talking also about the Pink Panther gang in Europe. And I did a bunch of stuff on them when they robbed the mall. Then they had the other robbery. But this is not Pink Panther style. They're smash and grab. Although this was a one-hit thing. Remember, the Mona Lisa was the next room down in the Louvre.
Yeah.
So,
Larry, what would you do if you were the one stealing these items? What would you do with the items? Because you know you're going to get caught the moment you try to sell them.
Well, obviously, you should have your fence set up before you do a robbery, any robbery. That's number one. Obviously, in these kind of jewels that have to be broken down because it's too much of a signature piece. But then again, let's put it this way, what I would do is I might put them and stash them somewhere. No one knows, wait a year or two. Insurance companies for big items like this will give out a reward with no questions asked. And so what they'll do is wait, and they see where the investigation, it's not coming any, they'll put up $1 million for this. Maybe it's worth $3 million. What do they care? You know what I mean? Obviously, they want their jewels back. There are people who do that, actually. But then there's the way, and you could do it to like a very rich, eccentric person who wants a signature piece.
So, Larry, for that case, you wouldn't have to deconstruct it, especially if you do it in the foreign government as well. You load it up onto a boat, and then you sell it to someone where their laws are a little bit differently, right?
Well, you know, these jewels are the reason people and experts like myself, people who know jewelry, went to the GIA Institute. What we do, you're going to look for pieces that are not what they call Lazar Kaplan. Lazar Kaplan are laser cut diamonds. They're real, but they're laser cut. They'll have a serial number in every diamond. Now, these are so old, obviously they didn't have any of that back then. So you know you're getting the real deal, actually. So now, when you got 1,300, 1,500, 2,000 cut diamonds individually, I don't know what their grading is, VS1, VS2, what the color code is and all that. But I'm sure it's top of the line, obviously. But there's more, this is more of an insult to the security. This was too easy. And this happened not long ago. Well, I did the thing in Ritz-Carlton when they got away with $134 million, picked it up in a suitcase and left. People say to me all the time, why diamonds? Because I could put $30 million in a suitcase. Try to put 30 million cash in a suitcase. You can't.
Right. Security embarrassed. I guess they were threatened, and that was enough. And they just let him take it.
Well, it's not just that they should give it away, but to get there that easy, to leave that kind of stuff. You know, when you case a place, Brian, what you have to do, they even knew if they were good, where the sun was rising. I mean, in the United States, obviously, rise in the east, falls in the west. I don't know which way it was facing, but you might get a glare. People can't see you actually getting in, gives you another 30 seconds or something of that nature. Or people can't even look into a window when the glare is right to see what's going on. So they had to have information on the time, 9:30 on a Sunday. Not that somebody was saying, oh, people are tired. You're not tired at 9:30 in the morning going into the Louvre.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, why go in there?
Right.
But
All right.
what they do, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna have to end it there. We'll try to find it, but as you said, security was terrible, and yet there was big mistakes made too.
Thanks,
You did
Larry.
an inside job. Thank you, Larry.
So many. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Thanks. You too.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.